External Affairs Minister Jaishankar speaking at the United Nations General Assembly. Addressing the United Nations, he has very clearly stated and talking tough without taking names, because India has definitely come across as a more mature democracy and has still talked tough on Trudeau and the allegations that he has made. S. Jaishankar calls out political convenience, exposing hypocrisy, which we have lately seen by the Canadian Prime Minister. S. Jaishankar has said, Canada shelters extremism. There are rampant organised crime in Canada. So speaking at two different events, one of course at the UNGA. Listen in now to what the External Affairs Minister has said.
One, we told the Canadians that this is not the Government of India's policy. Two, we told the Canadians saying that, look, if you have something specific, if you have something relevant, let us know. We are open to looking at it. So, but to understand the context of it, in a way, because the picture is not complete without the context in a way, you also have to appreciate, Ken, that in the last few years, Canada actually has seen a lot of organized crime, relating to, the secessionist forces, organized crime, violence, extremism. They're all very, very deeply mixed up. So, in fact, we have been, talking about specifics and information. We have actually been badgering the Canadians. We have given them a lot of information about organized crime leadership, which operates out of Canada. There are a large number of extradition requests. There are terrorist leaders who have been identified. So do understand that there is an environment out there. So that is important in a way to factor in. If you have to understand what is going on out there. And our concern is that, it's really been very permissive because of political reasons. So we have a situation where actually our diplomats are threatened. Our consulates have been attacked.
So you heard what Dr. Jaishankar had to say, and this is very significant. Remember, this is about India's plain speak at an international forum because the world is watching. And for a quick live update, I want to go across directly to Canada because joining me live is India Today's Anisha Mathur, who is presently in Toronto, and she's been speaking to different voices. Anisha, the world is listening right now, specifically how one country's Prime Minister makes wild allegations and is not able to give evidence that India has been asking for, doesn't have Western allies coming forth completely supporting him as he would have expected, and now India also challenging him. How is it looking like domestically there, not in just politics but also in the society? Are questions being raised to why would their Prime Minister make such a bizarre statement in the Parliament?
Well, most definitely, Pooja. This is a question that is being asked repeatedly just a few days ago as well as now, with India raising a tough stance in the UN and again asking for the evidence that Trudeau had alluded to. A very clear question that is being asked is about why would a Prime Minister of a country make a statement that affects the relationship with a friendly ally when the investigators in British Columbia have not yet completed an investigation. This is something that politicians in British Columbia are also asking, that where is the investigation report of this particular issue, which has been which is now being discussed on a world stage because of the way it has impacted the relationship between India and Canada. Even Jasmeet Singh, the NDP leader, when questions were asked to him by media persons at Parliament Hill today, has said that, well, I have been briefed about this issue, but I have not been given any specific information. So even his Trudeau's own ally seems to be giving a more slightly withdrawn statement rather than a very clear statement of support. And on the other side, the opposition in Parliament today, the Conservative Party has also been raising the question of the actual evidence whether it is there or not, what kind of investigation is happening. During one of the speeches in Parliament today, one of the MPs from Surrey, in fact, has raised the point that a proper investigation must be done, and whatever comes out of that must be acted upon. So the questions really being raised against Trudeau as to why a politician has made a statement affecting foreign relations with a friendly ally without the investigation.
Anisha, that the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, who's a pro-Khalistan leader, and has, and even if he's willing to dump Justin Trudeau at this point, it just reflects that he clearly doesn't even have domestic support, and he did make wild allegations against another country. Remember, the country here, India, is saying, give us evidence, and of course we'll be ready to cooperate because India has been suffering from Khalistani extremism, but to that, Canada is still mulling over it.